Life lesson today coming to you from my living room. This is a story about how I almost died. Truthfully, it took place in Big Sur, and I was taking a small hike with a few friends that I had just met recently. And part of the hike involved a big log that you had to cross. That it went over a river. So this log over this river, really more of a stream. It's high up there, like 6 feet off the ground. And I crossed the log, and then you basically continue the rest of the hike. So going into this, I knew that this is pretty scary. I have to climb up these rocks on the side of the log, then take some metal pegs to get up on top of the log, because the log is huge. It's like massive and it's round, obviously. And then when you get to the top, then you're doing the tightrope walk, like 1 foot in front of the other, because there's not enough room for both feet together. So 1 foot in front of the other, and basically looking down, or not trying to look down, because that could be your doom. So I go up, I cross, and I climb down the other side, and I'm feeling good. Like a lot of the anxiety, the nervousness is starting to feel better because I've accomplished it. We go and we finish the rest of the hike, we come back, and it's time for the log part 2. So I kind of use the same technique that I used the first time, which is focus on the breathing, don't get too panicked about it. I climb up the rocks on the other side of the log. I do the tightrope walk, and now I finish the tightrope walk, and I'm feeling really good. I'm starting to like celebrate in my head, like I just got through the worst part of it. I'm coming off the log, and I'm using the pegs, the metal pegs, to get down. And when my foot goes to get the last metal peg, I can't find it. Oh my God. All of my weight now is in my arms. I can't hold on for more than a few more seconds, and I start rolling underneath the log. I'm falling backwards now. My hands are off the log. My head is going towards the stream that's very shallow, that has a bunch of rocks in it, and I end up getting pretty banged up. I end up falling with my feet into the water. I scratch my thigh on some rocks. It's swollen, it's bloody. It has like this Wolverine claw marks that I still have to this day. I end up breaking one of the fingers in my hand, which I don't even know about it until the next week, but it's still like bothering me and swollen. But all the while, I'm being told by the people who are on this hike with me that I'm lucky. Because when they saw me falling off, they actually saw me falling off. They were convinced that my head was gonna hit first. And they said like, at some crazy moment, you righted yourself, like I righted myself and landed with my feet in the water. And to me, it didn't seem like very special, but they were convinced that like some hand of God had righted me at the last moment. So the lesson here is that don't celebrate until you actually accomplish your goal, which in this case was crossing the entire log and getting off. I just finished the most complicated part of it and felt really good. And somehow the easy part became the most dangerous, and that's where I hurt myself. So keep your eye focused on the prize and don't let go until you accomplish it. The second part, I'm not sure if this is really a lesson, but it seems to me like the story is that I should have hit my head. I should have maybe died. I should have maybe went to the hospital at the very least, but I didn't. So maybe fate does exist, and it just wasn't my time. And maybe there was some sort of imaginary force that pushed me up. I don't know. Today's life lesson.